I'm often on YouTube talking about the benefits of having a US LLC, whether you're from the US or from abroad. I often talk about what states you should open them up in, how to use them, how the taxes are impacted based on whether it's multi-member, single member, an LLC tax as a corp. There's so many complications with having an LLC, and I talk about that on my channel. But what I don't often talk about, and I'm going to in this video, is actually how to set up the LLC. And I'm going to go into specific details of all the different companies that you can use that will help you, the pros and the cons of that, what to look out for, and how you can potentially do it yourself. If you want to open an LLC, it doesn't have to be hard. All it is a registration on a state website, but you need to be ready and you need to have the right information. You need to know what the next steps are, and I'm going to tell you in this video. To start off, an LLC is a type of entity in the US, a limited liability company. It is disregarded for tax purposes. So if I have an LLC, I, James Baker, pay taxes. If you have an LLC, you pay taxes. Where and when you pay taxes is based on your activity and where you're doing your work. We're not going to go into that. But an LLC is generally disregarded and provides limited legal liability for you when you're operating a business. So if you do something wrong, someone can sue your business and the assets in your business and not you directly. How are these set up? There's 50 different states in the US. Every state has their own rules. We talked about often Delaware, Wyoming, Florida, California, New Mexico. There's all these different states that people commonly choose. We open a lot of LLCs in Wyoming, some in Delaware, some in Florida for different reasons. But there's two main ways to register an LLC. The first way is to go to the state website and file the articles of organization with the state. To do this, you generally need to first pay a registered agent, and then second, you need to have some kind of business address that you're going to put on there, generally in the US, depending on what state you choose. There's a fee that you'll have to pay to the state to get the company open, and there's a fee you'll have to pay for a registered agent. It's generally less than $100. And maybe you want a virtual mail address so that the mail can go to, so that you can use that as your business address and not use your home address. That's probably what I would recommend to keep your information private. And then go to the state website and sign up and pay the fees and open the company. I'm going to make another video doing that, because in this video I'm just going to talk about the concept. Now that's all it is. Generally it costs between $50 and $150 to register an LLC in a state. Those are the state fees. Now that we know that, that's all it costs to open an LLC, why are there literally 10,000 different companies that exist to register an LLC for you? Well, they exist because it's popular to open LLCs. It's a great type of entity, and it is confusing to do the first two steps on your own. I put together a list of these different service providers, at least the ones I most commonly hear about, because I'm working with clients every day from all over the world who have opened LLCs, and I always ask them, where do you register your LLC? Who helped you register your LLC? How has your experience been with them? And I get varying degrees of answers, varying types of answers. LegalZoom, I have a video about them, Northwest, Zen Business, First Base, Jumpstart Filings, CorpNet, Inc. Authority, BizE, Stripe Atlas, Doula, Active Filings, CorpNet. There's a lot of good options to register an LLC. But the problem with most of these, especially the really corporate ones, is that they're going to upsell you all kinds of stuff that you don't necessarily need. And they're very good at it, and they make it very easy to not understand how much it's going to cost to open the LLC before you get to the end of the process. And I can tell you that because I've put together a chart and I'm trying to figure out how much it costs to open an LLC, and it's so confusing because they're like, it's free. And then you have to get all the way in, put in all the information before they tell you how much you have to actually pay. So some of them cost a lot more and some of them cost less. At the end of the day, they're all going to sell you a registered agent service, but they're all using basically the same registered agent and opening the same company, but they have wildly different fees and perceived services as well. And they'll charge you for everything. And if you're from another country, they don't have the support system to help you get the EIN number or to tell you like what you need to do next. And that's been the biggest problem that I've heard from my clients who've set up LLCs with like Jumpstart or First Base or these other companies, is that they say on their websites that We can do everything for you. This is the one-stop shop for your LLC. And they think that includes the tax filing. My clients do. So they end up not filing or filing late or figuring it out late. Just because these companies really serve to register LLCs and sign you up for registered agents and pay for your renewals. Because most states have a renewal fee, and most states you have to, in general, you always have to pay your registered agent every year. So I've sorted some of these by price and by cost. GlobalFi is up here. It looks like it costs $588. Stripe Atlas is $500, and I think year 2 it's $500 also. It's only Delaware is the only states they work with. GlobalFi works with some states. Start Global has a really smooth website. They have a really great website. They charge base $399. All of these companies have upsells, have different service providing upsells. You want an operating agreement? Do you need an EIN number? They have all kinds of upsells. Let's go to, for example, let's just go to Busy, which is a very popular one. I don't think Busy is bad. I think Busy is a great option, and I would recommend it, but you have to figure out and make sure you don't get any of the upsells. All you need is a registered agent and potentially mail forwarding if they do that. So let's say get started on this. Entity type, you pick your company you want. Most people need an LLC, and then you pick your state. They do all the states. Let's say we want an Alabama LLC. They have the silver package, 21 days filing time. It shouldn't take 21 days. Let's go actually to Wyoming. I know Wyoming is generally 1 or 2 or 3 days. They say 21-day file time, but again, it takes 2 or 3 days. You could register it yourself. So the $102 state fee, that's the state fee. They can charge you $50 for expedited filing, which again, if you file it on the website yourself, you'll hear back the next day or in 2 days that the company is registered. So I don't know why, if they're going to hold it for 21 days or whatever, if that's just an extra fee. The EIN number, they're not really going to get for you if you're a foreign person. And if you're a U.S. person, you can watch my video on YouTube and get it online in less than 6 minutes. The 2553 you don't need if you're a foreign person. Again, you can do that one on your own if you need an S corp. But if you need an S corp, you probably should have an actual accountant you're working with, or a tax advisor, or someone who's going to be doing your taxes. It's very complicated, not recommended to do a DIY form. Operating agreement, you get a template online. You don't really need to pay for this. Banking resolution, generally not required. Domain name, business email. I mean, if you need a domain name and a business email, you can get those separately. They like to have it in-house. And then these templates you don't really need either, but those are, it includes other stuff. It says like business banking account offer. It's an affiliate banking link. Lifetime compliance alerts. It's only for the renewals. So they're basically going to email you whenever you have to renew your company, which is completely standard and generally automated. And all of this other stuff, statement of unlimited name search, you can do online for free also. Free registered agent service for a year. That's cool. So it's fine. The service works if you don't pick any of the upgrades because you don't need them. And I don't know if they actually make you take 21 days. I'm going to register a company with them next week and see how it goes. But yeah, Busy is not a bad option if you can say no to everything else and get it registered for just the base fee and have a free year of registered agent. That's really not a bad option. Another great option, and I'm going to open an LLC with them, I think, in the next video and just go through it. Northwest Registered Agent, which I really like. This is another one. They charge $39, and they are a little softer on the upsell, but not that much. To be honest, like when you go through all the questions and you start, they're going to ask you a ton of questions on here. What's the name? Do you need anything like this? And they'll go through it. Electronic delivery, phone support. So on here, Northwest is good too. It's another option. These are both good options. Problems with these would be that if you use their mailing addresses, they're very, very common, very overused, and you're not going to get any kind of additional support from them, because especially if you're an international person. Let's check out this one. Let's check out Start Global, because this is one that's for global businesses, right? Transparent pricing. So they do, it's $399 plus state fees. That's fine. It includes EIN. Again, the EIN is complicated. It's a one-page form, a Form SS4. You can watch my video and do it yourself. They're going to ask you the same questions. And then unless you call the IRS, it's still going to take, up to 3 months, 4 months to get it, if they even send it to you. Bank account, sure, it's included. Everyone uses generally integrations with Mercury Bank or potentially Relay Financial if you qualify. And then they have the maintenance, federal tax filing, state annual reports, all-in-one platform filing, chat with bookkeeper. It's tough when these companies are trying to do everything. At least their fees are pretty transparent. They say, look, we charge $400. That's fine. Not a bad option. You can, again, do it, register the company on your own. If you're watching this video, you're probably a DIY person. You might be interested in just going to, let's do it this way. Start a business, Wyoming Secretary of State. So if you want to start a business, below, here's how you do it. File your Wyoming LLC. Important information. You can read this stuff. It's good information. Who can file here? Anyone wishing to register a business entity that hasn't been registered can do it. How do I choose a company name? What you will need to register e-file your entity. You need to make sure the name is available. You need to have read the statutes. You need to be able to pay electronically. And you do need a registered agent. Let's just go through this really quickly. Limited liability company, generally the best. No designation. Fine. Next. This is exactly, they're basically saying that whatever I type is going into their online system. Business entity name, LLC. Effective date is going to be, let's do it today when I'm filming the video. Oh, it must be a future date. Let's do the 13th then. Let's do it tomorrow. Next. The registered agent may be someone in here. So how to find or become a registered agent. Let's do this. Basically, to be a registered agent, you need to be having a business office you're always in. I would definitely pay one. The roster of Wyoming commercial registered agents, you can go on here and look for one if you want, and then just find all these different registered agents. There's actually people you can contact and say, hey, can you be a commercial registered agent for me? And you can contact them and see if they'll do it for you. Obviously, there's, what's the Registered Agent Service LLC? This is the biggest one. Everyone uses this one. So basically, all this whole this whole list on this website, this whole list, I would bet that almost all of them are using Registered Agent Service LLC. They use this 30 North Gold Street suite, and you can definitely contact them and open an LLC, or contract them to be a registered agent. You can pay these guys, Wyoming LLC attorney. They're a pretty good service. They have really good information on their website. But you know, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to share with you guys on this video is that if you're gonna open an LLC, you can do it online or you can pay a company. It's probably easier to just pay a company, but when you're doing it, when you're paying a company, don't fall for any of the upsells. Say no to absolutely everything except for registered agent. That's all you really need. And maybe you need a business address with mail forwarding, and most of these have it as well. Doula has some cool offerings. You know, if you want a really custom VIP service and you want to go through it with like someone who tailors to non-residents and knows how to open the bank accounts and fix all the problems, you can always reach out to our firm, James Baker and Associates, on my website. And we have different packages too. We can open an LLC for a basic cost. We're generally more expensive than some of these companies, but we provide actual support. As you can see how we're doing it right now. Service packages for non-US residents, $250 a month or $350 a month. And on this package, you can generally text me on WhatsApp whenever you have a question. Pretty cool package. But yeah, we open the companies, we get the EINs for you very quickly, and we generally have everything open in 2 to 4 weeks from company to bank accounts, and that's what we're shooting for. We include the I-10 applications, the suite addresses, the mailing, they're basically the same kind of addresses they do on TrueLease. So you don't really have to pay for that if you're working with us. So those cost $250 a month as well. So this isn't necessarily a commercial for what we're doing. If you're on a budget and you want to get a company open, you can try BizE. I would recommend probably BizE, which is formerly InkFile, and just don't pay any upgrades. Or I would recommend Northwest Registered Agents, which again is just $38. There's other ones that you can go to. Wyoming Registered Agent, Wyoming LLC attorney's not bad. Again, you can contact us and we do this for a similar price as these guys, just a simple registration, but we also are generally focused on more of the support and the compliance and the tax and stuff as well. But yeah, Wyoming Registered Agent is generally like one of the cheapest ways, and it works fine. So I hope this video is helpful. I realized that it did go on rather long, and I covered a variety of topics, but this is really important, and again, I hope it was helpful. Thanks. I'll see you on the next one.